Welcome to the Whispering Gallery. This evening we sit in near silence. We enter a painting not with grandeur, but with grace. There are no vast landscapes, no golden altars, no crowds, only a girl, a shadowed background, and a moment of quiet so fragile you can almost hear her breathe. We're visiting Girl with a Pearl Earring, painted around 1665 by Johannes Vermeer of Delft. Let your eyes drift softly or gently close. You do not need to see. Just let the image arrive in your mind. Brush stroke by brush stroke, light by light. Johannes Vermeer lived a life of gentleness and quiet limits. Born in 1632 in the city of Delft, he never traveled far. He married young, had 11 children, and lived in a house full of movement and noise. He painted upstairs in a small studio with northern light and shuttered windows. Vermeer wasn't wealthy. He wasn't widely known. In fact, he may have completed only 2 to 3 paintings per year, each one like a meditation. He often worked on credit, borrowing pigment from friends. His death at age 43 left his wife and children in debt, and yet, with a brush and stillness, he created some of the most luminous images in art history. Vermeer was part of the Dutch Golden Age, a time of expanding trade, Protestant simplicity, and quiet domesticity. But unlike other artists of the time who filled their canvases with merchandise and maps and instruments, Vermeer stripped everything down to stillness, to a woman by a window with light pouring over her shoulder. Now, let's enter the canvas. Girl with a Pearl Earring is vertical, intimate, and uncluttered. There are no props, no furniture, no narrative, just a softly lit bust-length portrait against a deep black background, and in that darkness, a face turns. Her head is turned over her left shoulder, as if she has just been called, as if she's been interrupted, and now, just for a second, she is caught between stillness and speech. This is not a formal portrait. It is a tronie, a Dutch word for a study of a face in expression and costume. Vermeer's version is timeless, imaginary, unclaimed. Her mouth is slightly open. Her lips, painted in muted rose with a single pale highlight, seem on the verge of whispering something soft. Her nose is gentle and straight, the bridge subtly shaded, the tip kissed by a small touch of light. Her eyes, slightly widened, are directed not to the side, but directly at you, soft, watchful, as if she is curious about your presence. She wears an unexpected head wrap, a loosely wound turban. The lower layer is a burnished golden yellow, soft and slightly aged in tone, like parchment held to candlelight. Folded above it is a long ribbon of lapis blue, the kind of blue that only kings and patrons could afford. This pigment, ultramarine, was made from crushed lapis lazuli, mined in Afghanistan and more expensive than gold in 17th century Europe. Vermeer used it sparingly, but with reverence. The turban is soft, not rigid. The folds fall like water. You can feel the texture, woven, light, slightly rough. At the back, a strip of fabric falls from the crown of her head, and disappears out of frame. It floats mid-motion, like a banner in slow wind. The brushwork here is fluid, nearly invisible. You feel the form more than see it. The shadow and highlight define the twist of the fabric. She wears a yellowish jacket, the collar soft, thick, and trimmed in off-white fur. It hugs her shoulder gently. No folds, no decoration, only the simplest shape. Cut by light and shadow, the left edge of her body fades slightly into the background. There is no hard outline, just soft transition. A breath of color against black. The color is earthy, a warm ochre, with a suggestion of texture in the sleeve. Vermeer's mastery lies in subtlety. He did not build drama with contrast, but with restraint. Now the centerpiece, the earring, suspended, glowing, silent. It is not quite round, not mathematically perfect, but it holds the light with magic. Look closely. There is no hook, no chain, no visible support. The pearl is painted with just 2 or 3 strokes, a deep gray crescent to suggest its shadowed curve, and a small bright white dot near the top left dash, where light kisses the surface. That tiny dot is alive. It shimmers, not sharply, but like breath on glass. This is not just jewelry. It is mystery. Some even debate whether it's a pearl at all. It may be glass or an artistic illusion, but in this moment, it is perfect. A tear, suspended in air, a planet in darkness. Vermeer painted with an almost spiritual calm. He used layered glazes, building depth and translucence. Each surface feels soft, almost velvet-like. He painted not what he saw, but how light felt. Look at the shadows. There are no harsh lines, only slow, melted transitions. Look at the light on her cheekbone, the dip below her eye, the faint glisten on her lower lip. He used pointillés, small dots, to mimic the scatter of reflected light. It softens everything. Nothing is flat. Everything breathes. The background is absolute black. No pattern, no horizon. She floats in void, like a figure remembered in a dream. There is no time here, no year, no sound. She does not belong to 1665 or 2025. She belongs only to this moment. We do not know her name. She may have been Vermeer's daughter, a maid, a model, a memory, but that is her power. She is no one and everyone. She is youth, poise, awareness, softness. She meets your gaze, but does not challenge it. She receives your attention without demand. For centuries, this painting was unknown, forgotten in dusty corners, unlisted. It surfaced in the 19th century and quietly entered a museum. It wasn't until the 20th century that it became what it is today, the Mona Lisa of the North. Not because of a smile, but because of a presence. Now let her turn again. Let the pearl shimmer and then fade. face dissolve into warmth behind your eyelids. Let the silence she holds become your own. There are no sounds in this painting, no movement, no clutter, only stillness, only softness, only sleep. From the light of a northern window to the shadows of your night, she has crossed centuries to sit quietly beside you. She asks nothing, she says nothing, but she is there, and you are not alone. From the Whispering Gallery. Good night, sleep well.